He was kind of mentioning a lot of sublease opportunities coming up, which might not be reflected in the vacancy rates, but something to kind of note as like a trend coming through.
So, Sam, we've got something a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
I guess for you guys at home or at the office, normally we come in, we're kind of reasonably well scripted on what we're doing, but Sam, we're changing things up.
Yeah, it's a bit of a surprise factor this week.
Yeah. So, so this week I've got no idea what Sam has. Sam has no idea what I have. So,
See how this goes.
Yeah, see how this goes. This might be a complete mess, might be really cool.
Yeah, we'll see. Cool.
Yeah, okay, cool. So Sam, first up, New Zealand market news. Mate, what have you got for us this week?
Yeah, so I picked up government's kind of new announcement on BTR, which just kind of came off the back of Kiwi Property opening their build-to-rent development Resido in Mount Wellington. So this will be New Zealand's largest build-to-rent housing scheme, 295 apartments.
Yeah.
And yeah, the legislation they kind of introduced, and that will be kind of changes to the Overseas Investment Act to better support build-to-rent developments coming from like foreign investors.
Yep. And so is that to make it like way easier for foreign investors to jump into that type of investment?
Yeah, exactly. And I think the government's kind of point of view is to increase the supply of really quality, secure rental stock in the market. Yeah, so that's kind of like the overall view on that. You've got a piece of commercial news. What have you got, Chris?
Yeah, so this is quite funny, right? So I've got the Bayleys Insights Data New Zealand Industrial Report, which is kind of hectic because Sam, you did most of the work on it with EOS from our team on the data analytics.
Yeah.
So mate, I'm going to tell you what I found in the report,
okay,
and you can tell me if I'm completely wrong or
sure.
not. So yeah, New Zealand industrial market remains tight, but there's more vacancy starting to creep up, was the sort of key message that I saw in that. This report, like if you're interested in the industrial market, it's a little bit different because from what I could tell, Sam, like this was the first time that a company or sort of market researchers have taken all of New Zealand, all the urban areas in one go.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite a point of difference, you know, like a lot of historic stuff's been mainly sort of Auckland and Wellington and maybe Christchurch.
Yeah.
But so well done on that.
Definitely interesting to see a whole like national view on the industrial market. Yeah.
100%. And so quick question for you, given you did all the work on it with EOS, right?
Yeah.
What was another thing that stuck out for you?
I think we were talking to Scott Campbell and he was kind of mentioning a lot of sublease opportunities coming up, which might not be reflected in the vacancy rates, but something to kind of note as like a trend coming through. Yeah.
So it's like the kind of off-market subleasing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so real interesting there. The other thing I spotted in there was a lot of people talk about the Auckland industrial market being really, really tight, but there's a whole bunch of other urban areas that are also running tight on vacancies, and it's like a little bit random, but Queenstown Lakes, for example, really tight. Wanganui, Rotorua, Gisborne. So a lot of these markets that like fly under the radar and get quite good yields on them in terms of income returns, also quite tight. So yeah, so well done on that one.
Cool.
Pretty exciting. And so next up, Sam, we've got like a poll question for the audience this week, right?
Yeah. So what have we got?
Yeah. So we're real keen, like if you're watching from the office, maybe if you're a Bayleys crew member or watching from home, get involved.
Yeah.
Okay, so the background to this, right, is a couple of weeks, Nino on YouTube, so kia ora Nino, commented about how or whether the high number of homes for sale at the moment is connected to migration patterns with New Zealanders moving to Australia.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Definitely like see a pattern there, but how it kind of reflects on housing market is kind of interesting to hear what everyone's take is on that.
Yeah, 100%. And so we dug a couple of the stats out, right? So I guess Nino's question makes some assumptions. So we're like, first up, check if that's correct. So yes, there is a migration pattern from New Zealand to Australia. So like a net loss of our residents to Australia.
Yeah.
So I think tick on that, Nino, like cheers. And then homes for sale currently high. Yes, we'd agree. I think the most recent stat was like 33,000 homes for sale at the end of May, and that was about 22% higher than the same time last year. So high stock on market. So yeah, Nino, your facts check out. Yeah. So then Sam, what's the question that we've got? For the audience, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
do we think that this high number of New Zealand citizens migrating to Australia is a major cause for the increased number of homes for sale?
Yeah.
Or is it something else?
Yeah, so I think you can jump on either the link in the description or on the posts, and you'll probably see a QR code on screen as well, so you can just get your phone out or whatever and jump on that. Particularly if you're a Bayleys crew member and you're watching this in a sales meeting. Yeah, put a little bit of effort in. Cool. Sweet. All right, so next up, sales snapshot, Sam. So this week we're featuring a theme. I don't actually know what you've got. You don't know what I've brought, although I can kind of see the photos there. So what's our theme this week?
Yeah, so we're looking through some properties and the theme is backyard bliss. So a couple recent sales that have pretty cool backyards.
Yeah, okay. Cool. So mate, why don't you kick it off? What have you got? And give us a comment about it.
Yeah, so I've got 33 Hardwicke Street in Sumner, Christchurch. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom on about 850 square metres. This one was renovated in 2018, and my favourite feature on this is like the cool kind of outdoor, I guess, alfresco dining area, and those like French doors at the front, and the kind of around the property. Yeah, just super stunning. That one sold under the hammer for 2.25 million, and was marketed by Marilyn Still and Rosie Petronelli from Bayleys Sumner.
Yeah, sweet. It's good property. So we both took 2. That was actually one of my picks as well because I saw the bushels and I was like, yeah, that's pretty cute.
Yeah.
So then for me, right, I've got one in Pukekohe. So I've got 56 Grace James Road. And so this was Grand Elegance on an elite street, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths on just under 1,100 square metres. So I really liked this one because it had like a nice rural outlook, covered patio, nice little lawn, like looked pretty cute and had a nice little vibe to it. So this was marketed by Patrick Murphy from Bayleys Pukekohe, sold under the hammer at auction for 1.96 million. And I think across both of those, you can see the value that some good landscaping.
Yeah, and just like maintaining the kind of outdoor aspect of the property really makes something stand out.
Yeah, 100%. And like maybe a little bit of upkeep around some of those bushels, like to get them nicely shaped in there. Yeah, really cool.
Cool, nice picks, Chris.
Yeah, cheers. So next up, right, we're offshore with our global partner, Knight Frank. Well, what have we got like offshore this week?
Yeah, so looking at a couple articles, we had a couple key markets cut their rates, so Canada and Europe, but actually in the US, the federal fund interest rate remained unchanged.
Yep.
So kind of the impact on New Zealand market, a bit unclear on that kind of expectation side of things. Yeah, what do you think?
Mate, quite cool to see markets actually starting to cut interest rates. And isn't it like curious how New Zealand, I think in most of the countries was like the first mover on tightening the interest rates, but now some of the offshore markets are moving faster.
Yeah, we're kind of holding on a little bit longer, but yeah.
And I wonder if maybe some of that has to do with how our interest rates work, because in Australia quite often most mortgages are on almost like a floating rate type basis, whereas in New Zealand we have these like slightly longer fixed rates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
potentially.
I don't know, but that's kind of exciting, right? It'd be cool to see some interest rate drops come through here.
Yeah, a bit more movement. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So then to wrap up, right, we've got the property of the week. Now, what have you got for us this week?
Yeah, so I'm in Okura, 10B John Bryan Drive, Serenity with Style, pretty cool property. 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms on 1.77 hectares. Classic country living, but just 10-minute drive from Westfield Albany and the motorway, which I thought was pretty cool. A cool feature of this one is I noticed they have this old world lamp, which was used on the set of The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, which I thought was a pretty cool feature to have on your property.
That's cool.
Yeah, if you're interested in this one, you can get in touch with Alyssa MacArthur or Chelsea Allen from Bayleys Coatesville.
Yeah, it's a cool property. Nice little backyard on that one as well. Yeah, cool. And then for me, right, so I've gone Christchurch commercial. So I've got one Pilgrim place in Syndenham. Post-earthquake A-grade investment, 4,000 square metres commercial premises on 6,700 square metres site. Multiple tenancies for that split risk investment. It's close to the CBD, and I think the advertisement was talking about how the leases have been restructured. So maybe if you looked at it previously, like have another look at it. And if you want to learn more about this one, contact Benji Andrews or Simon Luggan from Bayleys Christchurch. So that's it, we'll wrap it up. So that was a little bit of fun, Sam.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, like to switch up.
Yeah, sweet. And don't forget to hit that poll, and we'll see you next week.
Cool.
See ya.